What's up, guys? Hybrid Mongoose here, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. And recently, this Shiny Feebas event has been, well, terrible for most of you. For myself, I was one of the fortunate people that got lucky, and I got 3. And actually, I got 3 in an hour and like 20 minutes. I was unbelievably lucky. But having a day to sit on what actually happened and what was wrong with this event, what could they have done, and even though I was lucky, I still felt like, man, that was a bad event. You know, it was a bad event. Something was wrong with it, and I couldn't figure out why. And it just hit me now. In this video, I'm going to talk about what they could have done to actually fix this event and what was actually wrong with this event. So, number one, as you guys know, a lot of the field research for this event was kind of terrible. 15 nice throws. 15 nice throws are not that hard to do, but if you don't have all the spawns, it's kind of hard. There was another one that was 10 great throws. Again, not that hard, but without the actual spawns, it makes it so much harder. So for this event in particular, they should have had increased spawns for the 3-hour window. They definitely should have. And actually, this event that we have going on right now for the Hoenn event should have already previously included increased spawns. That would have solved a lot of the issues. Kind of like Community Day, when you're catching shinies, there's just a ton of them everywhere in certain areas, or big cluster spawns. They should have increased the cluster spawns during this event. It would have made it so much easier to catch these Pokemon and get nice throws. If you could get one spin and get that field research and get 15 nice throws and 10 of them are right by you, it would have been so much easier. But that wasn't the case. There were normal spawn rates. People had to get the quest, then go around. And I was driving around the park and I was handpicking what I wanted because there were so many Pokestops. So I would make sure I get, 15 nice throws and get 3 of them and then just do those. Or I noticed I was about to hatch an egg. So I'd go, okay, after I do that one, I need to get, 3 hatch an egg. And I was cherry picking the ones I wanted. But if you live in an area where you don't have that many Pokestops, this whole thing is terrible. This whole event is horrible because you are getting just random 10 great throws, 15 nice throws, get a buddy candy, all this other stuff, and it's terrible. This is like a rant video, and it's mainly a jab at Niantic because they didn't foresee how just terrible this is going to be. Now, this is the first event that they've ever done like this, so there's a big opportunity to have it be better for the next time, but I tried to avoid the hatch a egg ones and the buddy Pokemon, get one candy if I could. The biggest problem about this is people with limited Pokestops. Rural players got really slapped in the face for this event. And I feel for you on this one because the event was not fair. Typically, if you live in the city, you have a better chance than rural players anyway. But, with being limited Pokestops, is all based off Pokestops, there you go. So number one, the first thing is they needed increased spawns. They needed big cluster spawns everywhere to actually make this event be good. Number two, because of the limited Pokestops and the limited things that are out there like that, they really needed to make it so, you had maybe 2 or 3 or unlimited spins for that Pokestop to get that field research. Meaning, if you spun it once and you got 15 nice throws, you could spin it again and get another one that said 15 nice throws. What is wrong with doing that? I mean, traveling around all over the place, especially if the best place for a rural player is 4 Pokestops, and then there's a half an hour drive or a 20-minute drive to the next set of Pokestops, this is the worst event ever for that person. Oh, I got 4. They're all random, and we're done. So I believe that the event was too hard and too sporadic and too spread out. A lot of people couldn't get a rhythm with the game, with the quests and all that stuff. I found a rhythm because I went to a spot with a lot of Pokestops. I'm talking like there's probably 20 in that area. So I was able to cherry pick and pick what I wanted, which is why I had probably good success. I didn't really do that many. Here's the thing. I just got super lucky. RNG, thank you. Pokegods, thank you. But I could see how this event could be a complete dud. And I do feel for you guys that didn't get it, that didn't get a shiny, that didn't get the shiny Feebas, and really honestly hated this event. And I could totally see why. But yeah, so Niantic, for the next time, you got to think of these things seriously. Increased spawns would have helped a ton. Or, you know, and unlimited field, you know, unlimited research. Let us spin that Pokestop a million times and get the same field research. Why do we have to go to 7 parks for this event? Why can't we just go to 1? Like, I don't get the point of just making it 1 spin, that's it. It makes the event just so much worse. And number 3, they could have actually made it so they had decreased, or like, you know, 3 times decreased egg hatches, 3 times decreased buddy candy. You know, they could have done something to speed that up. That way people wouldn't be like, oh crap, hatch an egg, ugh, get rid of that. You know, doing that is like a huge slap in the face, because if you only have 5 Pokestops and one of them is hatch an egg and you don't want to do that one, you already have made the event terrible for people. Already. So that's my little rant here. You know, like, yes, yesterday I got three shiny Feebas in an hour and 20 minutes. I went home at an hour early just because I could. And now I'm one of the fortunate people, but that is a rare case. That was just rare. This is not something that happens all the time. So I could have just as easily been. I could have just as easily got nothing. So yeah, that's my thing for fixing this event. They could have had more spawns. They could have decreased the egg hatches and the buddy candy, and they could have actually made it unlimited Pokestops or field research. That way you don't have to keep going all over the place. That was the biggest problem. People couldn't go out, and the reason why people like Community Day is because they can go to one spot, walk around in that area, and enjoy the day. This event was more like, you got to go here. Once you run out of Pokestops, now you got to go there. And for people with limited Pokestops, this is like the worst event ever. So there's a lot of things that could have remedied this. I mean, if they would have done the things that I'm suggesting in this video, even rural players would have been happy, because they would have had at least 4 Pokestops or 3 Pokestops, whatever they have, and they could have just kept spinning and getting the same ones. And they could have done it like that. They could have lured those spawns up, you know, those Pokestops up, and got something out of this event. But now it's too late. So that was the biggest problem with this event. It was all over the place. People had to go to multiple places. People that did like 100 field research and still didn't get any, I totally feel for you. Like, that shouldn't have happened. I mean, of course you would think by you know, just percentages it would have happened. So in my mind, this was all over the place. People were getting very differing, like, shiny rates. Like, they were completely random. If you were going to take what I did, it was like 25-30%, which is not right. I mean, I'm not the example of what this event actually hurt. I got super lucky. But the person that did 80, that did 100 field research rewards and got nothing, I mean, they had to travel all over the darn city. They had to travel all over the place to get that many, you know, and probably work their butt off to get that many. And it's just not right. It's not the way you want a game to be. You know, any event that Niantic does should be able to take place in just a park. One park. If you want to go to Community Day and you want to stay in one park, cool. And you can enjoy that one area. Traveling all over the city for 3 hours is not a fun way to enjoy this game. And it makes it so that people, if you think about it, the people just walking this whole thing. I mean, it was a snowstorm for me, as you guys seen in my video. If you have not checked out that video, a card's going to pop up right here. Check out the Shiny Feebas video that I have. I got really lucky. I got 3 shinies. Spoiler alert. You know, but it does make me mad that some people got really hurt. You know, it does make me mad that some people just really didn't enjoy this event. And it took me this long to figure out why. Why was it so terrible? And that's why. That's why. Most of the events that Pokemon Go does, you can go to one park and you're fine. This event was not like that. Not at all. So that's my thoughts on this. Niantic, if you ever watch this, you know, you got to think about what's going on in the future or how this is going to affect people. Obviously, it's wintertime for me, so it's even worse. This is the worst time to have an event, but I know in the Southern Hemisphere, it's summer for them. So, I mean, really, there's no great time to put on an event. There's always going to be conflicting times, but with that said, there's still some more things you could think of and do to kind of head these things off. The Hoenn event could have already included some of these things, and that way, during this Shiny Feebas event, it wouldn't have felt like that. It would have felt normal. So anyway, guys, that's my 2 cents on this. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. What did you think of this event? Do you think these suggestions would have fixed the event? I'd like to hear that. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.